and things of that nature?
Yeah. We actually had a good time. It was a long time coming before I was able to sit with my brother. I think with us coming together with the two people that we are, there is a misconception that me and Keith didn't have a great relationship. I don't think people understand the personality that we're dealing with when it comes to Keith in his real life. He's a very complicated individual at that time and was very immature in some respects as far as dealing with rational logic. Everything had to be his way, and of course, with a person like me, we gonna clash. I'm a very masculine man. I'm well respected in the family as well as in my community. I'm very accomplished in a lot of the things that I've been able to do, and I think our personalities would clash because both of us have a strong ego. We adamant about what we believe, and at this time, speaking of the time when we went fishing, he was somebody that I could tolerate and somebody that I can look at as the man that I always aspired him to be. And so when we was able to communicate effectively, I saw a change enough to, and that's one of the reasons why I'm out here the way that I am now, because I feel like the person that he was becoming was the person that I always desired him to be, with the man that I desire him to be, somebody that was communicating effectively. He had goals. He started a business. He was doing a lot of good things, so I really respected that. And he had custody of two of his kids. And I really respected that. I had custody of my kids too.
Okay. Now it was said, and I got this from a premium comment, that
Mhm.
it was rumored, I'm sorry, that Ghost told Miss Regina that Keith said he was not gonna try again to have a relationship with you. That the day that y'all went fishing, y'all argued a lot. Did y'all have any disagreements of anything,
No,
any day?
no, we didn't. That's a complete lie. I was actually getting ready to throw him a birthday party, and we was planning on going to Kalahari, taking our kids to Kalahari. And I have the text messages. I never put those out. It's private text messages between me. And actually, the day of his accident, I actually called him. I was supposed to be there with him that day. So no, we didn't have any issues. I don't know why people put out that misconception. But seeing their view of me now, I can understand.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody else have any other questions? And also, Kevin, we want to give you a moment to share whatever or expound on whatever you would like to talk about tonight as well. While we do have right up under 5,000 people in the chat tonight. Thank y'all for joining in to How Low Can You Go for our emergency segment tonight. I'm getting down to the nitty and gritty and the truth behind what happened with Keith and his family through Kevin on tonight. So
Okay,
So
I
what I
do have
want to
a
say is,
question. Okay,
can
oh,
I
go
say
ahead.
something real quick?
yeah,
Yes.
go
I,
ahead.
I wanted to say to all the people who really supported Keith and really loved Keith, I provided you with everything possible that I could. I sacrificed my family time. I sacrificed time with my kids and my wife to support this mission of helping Keith in his transition and getting his family around him and get the support that he actually needs and the protection that he needs, and actually provide him with everything that he needed. So I did everything that I possibly can. I kept the heat on the ops, and I did everything that I could to push this thing forward as far as getting the family around him. So I just wanted to thank everybody that's been supporting me throughout this duration of time.
That does prompt a question for me. There were a lot of people that were in the forefront of your mission that you have since kind of strayed away from. One being Trina, two being Lady B. Going back, those being one of those very, very strong mission leaders, what would you have done differently, if anything? And would you like to say anything to them in regards to the changes that they have taken with you?
Oh, that's all Bigo. We know how Bigo go. I think if anything, people would stray away from me. It was all business. To me, it's never personal. Of course, it was gripes and moans, but this was I never had any expectation for anybody for me. So if whatever they strayed away from I don't think Trina B strayed away. I think we had differences of opinion about certain things, but I think the other person, I care not to mention her name. Um, it was more or less that her intentions were dishonorable. We'll just say that. But it didn't have anything to do with my mission. It had everything to do with something personal that they had against me. So other than that, no, I
What
don't really
about
care about any of that stuff.
Noni on tonight? Cheers. I know you don't drink Deacon, but I'm getting fucked up.
Oh, I got some lemonade.
Oh, period. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Deacon, on the back end, this is Bigo, so it got to get a little shaky, just a little bit, but we're going to remain modest, okay? And if you don't want to answer this question, feel free. We're going to respect your boundary and your space, okay? But what do you say to the naysayers that feel as though that this is Keith's karma? Let me elaborate. Meaning, because he has said the many things about people, their children, he has done things to women in his past. What do you say to those people who are wishing upon his downfall and who's necessarily going left in regards to his situation?
Well, I'm a spiritual man, and I believe that's part of the healing process for anybody who groaned and moaned against the things that he did. Because a lot of us, I ain't gonna say me myself, but a lot of the hosts do that as well. So they will equally have that consequence. I don't think it's just limited to Keith, but I think that's a part of the healing process. According to the Bible, I'm a spiritual man, and I believe that when people speak against somebody in their karma, if you will, I think that's a part of the God blessing and giving Keith an opportunity because he's still alive, no matter what nobody says.
Do you think that Keith, in regards to memory, I have a text messages tonight, basically congratulating, a conversation that kind of consisted of, oh, he barely remembered the son, or he barely remembered, and it was the graduation of some of that context. I know Receipt Queen don't have a other page thing up here, but Tommy showed it earlier. Do you think that Keith has any memory whatsoever based upon Bigo characters, Bigo people, especially or family, or what do you think the understanding he has of who he is right now?
I think when I was there, I saw him watching videos of him when he was Keisha. And he was very proud of the image that he had on social media. So he did remember those things. He had some memory loss as far as short-term memory, but long-term memory things he was able to assess. He is able to play dominoes when I was with him. So his memory is somewhat coming back to him, is evolving very slowly, but this could have been going at an exponential rate if he had family around him, because it's traditionally when someone has a traumatic brain injury of this sort, you need a lot of people around you that you can familiarize yourself with. And he's been devoid of that opportunity just because of this situation with my mother and Tommy K. So I feel like that stagnates in the beginning.
You say, like around the time early on when he was surrounded by people.
Yeah, he was getting much better. I seen pictures of him, Madam Lowe. Yes, okay. He was getting a lot better. At a faster rate. When Ghost was there and Shade was there, you recall Shade was in there and she asked him, "Do you know what my name is?" And he said, "Shay." So yeah, I mean, I think that this social media thing really pulled him away when Tommy got involved, because it pushed everybody he loved away and isolated him with someone that he had problems with. So yeah, it was drastic on his recovery.
You are still remaining adamant that Tommy is to blame for the complete separation and dismantling of the Jones family and friends of Keith?
Absolutely. I could not say it any better. I think the money that she supported Miss Regina with, if she never was able to give Miss Regina the money, she would have to depend on her family. So absolutely, her money pushed everybody else away. Yeah.
Well,
Because
speaking
Gina
of the
feel like,
money,
oh, if
I
I got
definitely
her, I don't really
donated.
need nobody.
Speaking of the money, I definitely donated to you, Kevin, when you first was beginning your whole, protesting your support system and
Thank
everything.
you.
I donated. Where did your funds go, if you don't mind me asking?
All of my funds, nobody has complained about the things that I was able to provide for Keith. I actually did money things off the app with my own money. Madam Lowe and the Bigo clerk, they were able to ascertain some of that information as well. And I'm pretty sure that they would have came out here and been down my throat. Don't forget, I was over here with the quote
What
unquote Keith's
specific things
ops.
have you done? Can you name something specific? She asked
Oh
you. You
yeah,
said you did things. What are the?
absolutely,
Can you name one of the
absolutely.
things?
Well, I can name all of them. We were able to get braces for provide support for braces for one of the children's teeth. We was able to give money for Christmas. We were able to pay Keith's bills, his water bills in both of his homes was accounted for at least about $2,500. We were able to get cell phones for his kids that didn't have that weren't able to communicate with the family. I actually opened my doors to my nieces to come over. I talked to probation officers. I've supported everybody. Gave $500 to his older daughter, cash. I gave out of my own money. I was the biggest supporter of Save Key 419. And actually, I did put out receipts of me going and getting an attorney. We were able to obtain put a retainer for $2,500. After that, we was able to give some money back to some of the people who donated because they started complaining. Red 39 was one, Lady B was another. It was several other people I can't name right now that we gave money back to. We had a remaining balance of $1,500, primarily the money that I had put into the fund for the retainer for the lawyer. And I waited and I offered this to Miss Regina in October of 2025. She didn't want to take it. So that's all I could do.
And that's why I asked, because I knew about the things you did for the children, which is why I continue to donate to you.
Thank
So
you.
I wanted the people to understand and know, I think you've always been an advocate from the very beginning. Your message has always been clear to me from the very beginning. And now I see a different light, in you tonight. Like, I have a different form of respect for you now. So, oh yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
why I asked.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
we have
admirable.
always
I
been
remember him
very
taking care of the
vocal.
kids. I definitely
And
remember.
we did do our investigation, and he did turn out to do well with the money, and I feel like everyone was happy when they left. That's why I was so prompted to ask what really went wrong with Trina, Noni, and Lady B, because these were the people that were at the lead of your movement, especially bringing Bigo and YouTube together, because at that point you were primarily just YouTube.
Well, I think that what happened with Lady B had nothing to do with her driving support for what I was doing. I think it was an indifference about what had happened with Tommy K and her box. And I think that was a letdown to the whole community of people who supported Lady B. So that was not that was
So you
central
know,
to
Lady
that.
B separation happened at time Tommy K joined, and the app was, of
Yeah.
course, we go the direction she thought that
She
was
didn't
going.
like my opinion about what I felt. I mean, but even you called her a weak bitch. I don't know what was better, or worse, but I never said that. So that's what you said. And I
Oh,
agree because we can see that the bitch is weak. But
yeah.
with that being said, I don't have no problem with Trina B. I think he said something about my mother. We corrected it. We got past it. So I'm in good standing with Trina B. It had nothing to do with the Save Keep drive. This had everything to do with little spits and spattles that we had on social media,
So
which that's possible to
does
happen.
that mean, Kevin, that Lady B is not gonna get that apology that she's been waiting on?
I don't know why she thinks she gonna get an apology from me. If you a bitch and you act like a bitch, that's what you are. I can't call you nothing different.
Oh no, Lady B. Oh no. Oh no. Ring a
I
minute.
call you the way
Oh
you are.
no.
This is How Low Can You Go tonight, so we have to keep it 100% real and authentic, and all the way cut, no chase. That's how we like it tonight. And I'm gonna take another cheers to that. I have found some instances where my wife have been a, never mind. But we're working on that on the back end, and you know, one day truly, you know, honestly, I think it's the heart of a woman. I'm